Welcome to the Texas Sports Unfiltered Postgame Show, brought to you by Audiovisual Consultations and Covert Bee Cave. I am Zay Collier, joined by my main man, Adam Wagner. The Texas Longhorns just got another dub against the UTEP Miners. Second dub of the year, 27-10.
And it looks like this Miner team might have a top 10 defense in the nation.
Yeah, it might be that way. Or Texas offense just sucks. Brutal showing by this Texas offense, man. This Texas defense ready to go. This is a championship defense. This offense, though, looks like a 6-6, 7-5 offense. And yeah, now in week 3, I know everybody's going to look at Arch Manning and say, what the hell is going on with 16? Rightfully so. The dude looks like he has zero confidence. The dude has zero rhythm. They were using him like Tyrone Swoops today in the second half. Looks like Steve Sarkisian doesn't have any confidence in him. There were some bright spots. James Simon, Ryan Wingo getting his first touchdown of the year. Arch completing a couple of passes. But Wags overall.
It's UTEP, bro. It's UTEP.
It's UTEP. That's what I'm saying. It's UTEP. Now, Scotty Walden, that's my dude. He might be my favorite coach in G5. I like old Kenny last week.
Getting him up.
Yo, he goes hard. That dude, that's a
consoling his players too. Like when people when the kids made a mistake to extend them and give them a new fresh set of downs and put the Longhorns into the red zone again. Went over there. Hey, I know you just messed up, but don't worry about it. We're gonna be and to this point, real quick. And I know it was a bad game for the Longhorns, but here and I made a joke saying that UTEP has a top 10 defense in the nation. Clearly that's a joke, but here is what's real. All right. When a team like UTEP or a Texas school inside of the state gets a chance to play the boys, gets the chance to play the brand, right? It's everybody. I don't care what time of year it is, where you're at in the season, it's the Super Bowl. All right. Everybody got up. And it was completely evident in the fourth quarter when they're actually trying to score the end, like when they're trying to get into the end zone, right? Everybody knows the game's over. Everybody knows that the game's in hand by Texas, right? But still, to your point about the coach understands that this is the Super Bowl for his players. He's trying to get reps against Texas, so that's if any seniors or any ball players that have a chance to play on Sunday, hey, here's some film going up against one of the nation's top defenses, going up against one of the nation. Can you call them a top? I don't even think you can call them a top offense. They're like dog shit. They're bottom. The offense is bottom of the barrel.
No, yeah,
it is bad.
Right now, they look like Iowa of the SEC. That's how bad they look, and that's saying a lot. First off, prayers to CJ Baxter, because that was telling. That was as fitting as it got for how this day went. CJ Baxter, first carry of the game, and he goes down. And you got to feel for that dude, man. Like LCL,
he just can't stay healthy, dude.
He can't stay healthy. That's sad, man. Like you go from Steve Sarkisian said before the season started with his running back room, I got 1A, 1B with Contravian Wisner and CJ Baxter.
Two top 10 backs in the SEC easily, right? Maybe arguably in the nation.
Yeah, maybe. And they're out. I don't know how severe it is.
Yeah,
It's not good. It can't be good if he didn't come back into the game. You hope it's not the same surgically repaired knee that he injured last year. But after that happened, you go on for a horrible half. I mean, these stats are just flat out ridiculous. 1 for 9 in that first half on third down efficiency. Arch Manning had 10 incompletions in a row at one point.
Yeah, he started out hot though. Like he looked pretty good. Like it looked like there was starting to be a little bit of a rhythm in the beginning of the game, and then it just went to shit.
Yeah. Arch Manning 5 for 16, 69 yards in that first half. Another bad interception. So you're 3 straight weeks with a pick and just the easy stuff. Like I know a lot of people want to put this on Sark. I see you, Troy, down there. Appreciate everybody. Hey, yo. We got our comment section locked and loaded. We want to hear everybody's thoughts and opinions. Hit us up on our Coda text line, 512-222-9328. But there's some of those plays where they're scripted wide open and Arch is just not hitting this man. You have Parker Livingston on that post route. That's a touchdown. You got Ryan Wingo on that route. That's a touchdown. So
no, it's a lot of it's on Arch too. So I'm glad you said this, right? You said it's never it just didn't, even the easy stuff. You said even the easy stuff, right? I don't even think there was easy stuff today, which is so odd. Which was it's completely weird. Like, because even the touchdown to Wingo, right, when there should have been at least 3 feet of separation easily, right? The talent gap, just this dude's size and his ability alone, there should have been more separation. Maybe the ball could have been led a little bit more. Honestly, the ball was probably the best ball that Arch thrown.
That was a good throw. You got to give him credit for that. That's a good throw.
That was probably his best throw, but still, it didn't even. It's supposed to be easy. Right? It's supposed to look easy. When you're playing a team like UTEP, it's supposed to be easy. And I'm not trying to say that they're sisters of the weak and unscrupulous, but look, in reality, this defensive line averaged 262 pounds, Zay. 262 pounds. Like, what? I can't stress enough. Like, when you understand that you're the alpha, you're supposed to step on the throat and you're supposed to make your kill. You're just supposed to do that. You're not supposed to work on plays. If you're getting 4 yards of pop on the RPO, continue to run the RPO, right? Until you establish a 3-point lead or a cushion where you can work on some stuff or get your twos in to get some stuff going on. Now, I understand you had to do a knee-jerk reaction, no pun intended, because Baxter went down, but damn, man, like, go with what you know. Get your wide receivers, get your best athletes the ball, man. I have a lot of concerns. I'm sure we're going to break this down, but this you and I kind of joked about it. This was like watching your teeth get pulled, man. Like, this was bad.
It was a rough watch. That watch makes the job not fun. And this is one of the funnest jobs in the world.
I wanted to watch Georgia, Tennessee the entire damn time. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I had it on the other television because of audiovisual consultations. But I mean, we have to focus on the Texas game because we need to talk about it.
For sure. And I see Joe K. Free Matthew Caldwell. Hey, Matthew Caldwell's got some wheels, man. Yo, you saw them wheels toward the end of the game. Matthew Caldwell's got some wheels. Steve Sarkisian talked about with Arch, hey, you ain't a real quarterback at this program if you don't get booed. They were booing that man, Arch, man. And just, he looks shot already.
So I think too, like, so Sarkisian went back a couple of weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, rather. No, that is a couple of weeks ago. And addressed some of the things that we had concerns about with Colin Simmons on how he was pressing. I think more than just Colin Simmons is pressing. I think Arch is pressing too. I think every damn time it's, I go back to quoting the offensive coordinator in the program. There's too much pressure on Joe Kane. He's trying to win a Heisman on every damn throw. You know what I mean? Hey, let me worry about Joe Kane. All right. That's where I'm at here. Like, Sark and Arch need to have a heart-to-heart and need to have a come-together moment and talk about, hey, let's just take it. And usually Sark is good about this. He talks about getting his quarterback into a rhythm, getting him into a confidence-building mode, right? That's our health. That's what he led with Quinn the entire year, right? With the intermediate throws. Well, Sark, how comes we're seeing so many intermediate throws for Quinn? Well, I like to get him in a rhythm and then go with what he knows and then open up the playbook. Why not? What's with that same approach? Why not have that same approach with Arch? Is it just because he hits the deep ball?
I really do think it's most of it is the same. He's just not making those throws, Wags. Like, there's times where guys having to jump out of their comfort zone for balls and stuff where it should be right between the numbers.
And you're right. You're right.
Has zero
or it's behind his receiver.
Yeah, or it's behind him is just never on the money, and he's not allowing these receivers, which is not their fault, to catch the ball in stride. Like, there is zero rhythm. This offensive line, they're not really moving anybody. Like, if you
I put 200, the defensive line averaged 262 pounds. 262 pounds. That's what they averaged across the line. Right now, this is out of a 4-man front, but still, like, even with that, you should be leaning on these dudes and getting 4 or 5 yards, right?
Yeah, and they averaged 4 yards a carry. That's all right, but there were no explosive plays. I thought Jared Gibson, Christian Clark, and James Simon, they did as well as they could have with this.
I thought Simon looked good. How many carries Simon have?
No, he looked good. He has a lot of promise. For your first game ever, we haven't seen James Simon get any clock these first 2 weeks against Ohio State or San Jose State. For him to come in and
17 carries.
17 carries, 67 yards. You'll take that. You'll take that.
Did not put the ball on the ground.
No. Neither
That's
did
the most
Jared
important
Gibson.
thing. Did not put the ball on the ground.
Right. So, yeah, man, this offense, they got some serious problems right now. And just, again, going back to Arch, when you're a quarterback, man, there's so much riding on you. And we get it, Arch Manning. It's put in a different category because of his last name.
Sure.
But you got to give your whole team energy and confidence. He's not doing that. When he comes off the field, when they have to either punt or it's a turnover on downs, his face just looks shot. It looks like it just has no life to it. Like, you got to be, hey, guys, my bad. Hitting guys on the helmets, I'll get them.
No, I'm with you.
He doesn't have that. You got to exude confidence.
The moxie, right? The leadership. That's leadership 101.
There's no leaders right now on this offense. Given DeAndre Moore wasn't available today, Contravian Wisner wasn't available today, CJ Baxter goes out in the first carry. Those are your leaders right now. DJ Campbell, he ain't no leader.
But ultimately that should fall. That leadership position, but de facto falls on the quarterback spot, right?
And he's thinking too much about himself to where, how can I worry about my teammates and keep them confident when I'm ass right now?
Yeah, you got to fix yourself before you fix others.
Yeah, you got to be able to lead by example, and then you could lead with your voice and just your moxie and everything that comes with quarterback and stuff. But holy cow, it's just, you feel bad for him. And I said this before the season when everybody was on the Arch Manning train, Feinbaum going crazy, everybody and their mama already giving them the Heisman, everybody and their mama already saying he's going to be the number one pick in 2026. Oh, he's leaving, this, that, and the third. I was the one saying, yo, man, he's human, guys. The pressure that he's getting, LeBron James is the only one we could compare to this type of pressure. I'm for real. That he's the only one. And y'all gonna be like, for real, Zay? Yes. No one's had this pressure in pro sports on them like Arch Manning has. So I'll give him grace there. Also, though, you're a third-year starter, and these are completions that you should be getting, dog. Some of these are just way too easy and just zero confidence.
Yes.
You feel bad for him. You feel really bad for him.
These are, and we can, like, you and I have both seen this, especially here in Texas, like the quarterback play at 6A level. There's quarterbacks that can make these throws that are doing drag routes across. Like these are very easy routes, intermediate routes that he's struggling to hit, right? But then also, counterpoint to that, he hits the deep ball. Like, he's pinpoint accuracy with like deep balls, which drives me absolutely nuts.
Not this year.
No, for sure. I mean, in against Ohio State, he was decent, or he had some decent accuracy with the deep ball. And I thought last week he was all right with it too, but this week he was pretty bad. It was a pretty bad performance.
He's getting worse. You're supposed to be getting better. You're getting worse.
Oh no, you're preaching to the choir, man. I understand that. And it's, again, guys, this is not Penn State, Ohio State. This is this is not Georgia.
Yeah,
like, this is UTEP.
This is the Miners.
Right.
Like, these guys, you paying them a lot of money to spank them, and they came in and they gave you a game. And you pray that Contravian Wisner can get back. You pray that DeAndre Moore. They can't afford injuries on this offense. They need all the help they could get to help out Arch. And it's tough, man. I do feel bad for him because you could just tell he's shot. And even though he talks about, I don't pay attention to the outside noise, it's impossible to do. It's impossible to not pay attention to the outside noise with the position that he's in. And
it's also Texas. It's the biggest brand in college football. It just is. Even when they're not winning, it's the biggest brand, man.
Yeah. So you want to try to find the positives in this game. And again, that's James Simon, Christian Clark, Jared Gibson, Ryan Wingo catching the touchdown. This defense. Like, this defense, man, these guys, they were playing everybody today. I think if you were a defensive player on the roster, you got into that and you got a lot of snaps just because might as well. And they were still stingy until that last drive where the quarterback ran it in. But shout out to Grayson Littleton. Shout out to Jelani McDonald getting interceptions and stuff. But damn, this is just this team. You're not going to get schedules like this very often. in this conference. Next year's schedule is going to be brutal. The year after that, it's going to be absolutely rough. You're moving to a 9-team league or a 9-schedule league.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's going to get rough. So this year, you got to capitalize on that opportunity. And right now, this offense, you go into the swamp. I don't give a damn what Florida did against South Florida. You ain't going to be able to get out of there alive if the offense looks the way it does. John Mateer, the way that they're feeling, they're stopping everyone. John Mateer, that dude looks like Dan freaking Marino. You go to Red River, Cotton Bowl, you get stopped out there. You got 3 losses on your belt then. What's it called? Vanderbilt, they ain't no slouch. Diego Pavia gonna come in with all the confidence in the world. You see Georgia, what they're doing in Knoxville right now. A&M ain't
They won, didn't they? Did they end up winning?
We're definitely gonna get to that when we do the Gobundance scoreboard check. But let's see. Yeah, Georgia ended up winning. So there you go. Like Kirby Smart, that dude, he just has Josh Heupel's number. So it's just like, man, Arch Manning, that's the focal point. Conversation is going to be that way all week long till Sam Houston State. You just hope that he could somehow find his confidence. But today, it really weighed on him. You started to see it against Ohio State, and you're like, okay, it's just Ohio State. They're really freaking good. San Jose State, even though he was better with the 4 touchdowns through the air, 1 on the ground, who knows what that stat line would have looked like if the defense didn't force 4 turnovers and give the Longhorns good field position. And then you come into this week and you see my man's stats, and you're just like, what do you do with that? 11 for 25, 114 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Like, at least he started utilizing his legs a little bit.
That's my own, that's my positive thing, right? Like if I have to be optimistic, he was able to use his legs, and it looked like he was opening up a little bit and just starting to ball, right? Like just starting. Here's the thing too, and I'm a big proponent of this. You got to have fun. When you're doing this shit, you got to have fun, man. Like you can't embody, you guys know me, man. I subscribe to body language, wholeheartedly, right? If you're just slumped shoulders, just looking like you're trying to figure it out and just not having fun, man, it's going to affect you. It really is. It's not going to, it doesn't allow your full bag, right? It doesn't allow you to get inside of your full bag. What did we see from March last year, right? Dancing, having fun, scooting past people and running away from like 40-yard scampers and stuff like that. Yeah. Allow this dude, and maybe you need to reduce and simplify the playbook. I
don't know if it could get more simple than what we saw today. And maybe he starts hiding stuff. Like maybe.
So I went there. I did go there. I said maybe he's maybe this is a little bit of gamemanship. It can't be gamemanship on the execution, right? It can't be gamemanship on the execution. But there maybe there's shown a little bit of an element with the play calling. So when they get to the SEC, they got some weapons and they got some stuff or some aces up their sleeve, man. But it's concerning is what it is. It's concerning.
Yeah, and like I saw AJ Milwee, quarterback coach. He had his hands around Arch, one of them kumbaya moments, kind of like what we saw with Steve Sarkisian last year with Bert Auburn before he smoked those freaking field goals at clutch time. But that's never good. Like when you're seeing the hands over the shoulders, where you gotta have those very personal talks to try to get guys just out of their funk. You never want to see that. You just don't. You want guys to just naturally get out of it. And you're right, Wags. It's hard to have fun when you're struggling your ass off. And there's just play after play, like 10 incompletions in a row. You and I could go out there and complete at least one pass. Like, give me a quick screen to the left, quick screen to a swing pass.
I was all state. I could put it anywhere on the field. I was all state, baby.
Okay, Uncle Rico.
Wedding crashers, man. I had to throw it in, man. I had to get. Come on,
I appreciate it, man. I need a good laugh. I need a good laugh because Longhorn fans, times might get rough. Brace yourself.
Usually, you're supposed to be smiling. You know what this felt like? You've been day drunk before, right? Like start drinking mimosas in the morning, and then moves over to the noon beer, and then that just carries over, and it's to the point where you've drank so much that you just can't get drunk and you're miserable, right? You're just like, damn, man, I just got a headache, man, and I can't even feel good now. I've just been drinking and I feel bloated. That's what this kind of felt like. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we're at the picnic. I'm getting fed. I'm getting eaten. You know, I'm eating my grub and stuff. But damn, man, I'm ready for this to end. That's
right. I hear you. I hear you, brother. He is Adam Wagner. I am Zay Collier, the Horns. Just a brutal contest. Offense horrible, but they get the win, 27-10. By the way, guys, the line was like minus 42 and a half, minus 41 and a half, different places. So not even close. Not even close. He went by 17. Like, it's not even close.
Those guys that tried to hit that backdoor second half cover. Yeah, you got smoked on that too.
Not even close. Good grief, man. Let's look at what the text line.
They'll hit it in the backdoor cover. Backdoor.
Nah, that ain't happening. For you degenerates out there, that did not happen. Let's see what these comments are talking about. Troy, you're one of my favorites, bro. Troy said, well, at least we didn't have to play the other UT. Damn, that's disrespectful. Tennessee today, we would have gotten smoked. This is bad, guys. It's officially off the rails.
Yes,
Sark is going to have a few hot-ass cheeks. Yep.
Let me ask. I'd love to ask the fam something real quick. I'd love to hear all your all's concerns on offense and defense. Like, I know it's Arch's inaccuracy or inability to hit the short routes or seemingly the easy routes. But other than that, like, for me, one of my big concerns on defense still our inability to get to the quarterback. Again, consider the opposition. This is effing UTEP. And how many, I didn't even look at this. How many TFLs did we have?
I don't know. Guys aren't holding the ball though, man. Like, guys,
no, you're right. They're getting it out.
They're getting it out of their hands quick. But you're right. There hasn't been many sacks. I feel like someone got one. I think Zena Umeozulu got one earlier.
Yeah, he did. You know what? He had the Holy Trinity, man. He had the sack, the interception, and just getting on the stat sheet. So
Zena didn't have no interception. Jelani and Grayson Littleton did. Yeah, there are only two. Yeah, but I mean,
correct. You're correct. My bad.
No, you good? But yeah,
eyes betraying me. That's what these things are for. But I try and look cool and not wear them.
Yeah, put them glasses on, my guy. But yeah, the comments.
They're eights, man. It's all good. They're running mates, dog.
The comments very synonymous with one another. Terrible. Worst offense you've ever seen. Michael says terrible. Tebow Light's crazy. Yo, Dag, I take Tebow Light. Tebow was cold than the mother shut your mouth. Let's keep it real. Like, maybe Tebow NFL, that's what it looks like, but I'll take Tebow College any day because that means you got a Heisman Trophy winner, you got a two-time national championship. I'll take that. Arch ain't no Tebow Light.
The closest thing I've seen to Tim Tebow was Sam Ehlinger.
Yeah, that's more Tebow Light for sure. Yeah,
just like with the power spread. I mean, just that type of running style.
And you wish you had that right now. You wish. I know a lot of people, everybody talking about Quinn Ewers. Oh, man, you owe Quinn Ewers apology. A lot of y'all do. A lot of y'all owe Quinn an apology. And, I saw a lot of people saying they would have benched Arch in this game. I understand that because he was that bad. When you're playing against UTEP, if you're playing in the SEC, I probably would have benched him. Playing against UTEP, he needs these reps, y'all. Like, he really does. He needs to get some type of confidence. Get out of that funk. Maybe the Ryan Wingo touchdown did something for him. But
let me ask you this. I hadn't had a chance to talk to you. Do you think earlier, especially in week 1 and week 2, do you think he was forcing stuff, especially deep to Livingston, just trying to get Livingston involved in the game? And when I don't know the breakdown or the comparisons, the splits between targets of Wingo and Livingston, but I thought for sure there was a few plays where he could have gone through his tree or gone through his routes and hit Wingo, and instead he's sitting there forcing it to Livingston.
See, Joe K, you're out of pocket, man. You start drinking again. That's not even funny. Like, I'm laughing because I'm a dark person myself. That's not funny. That's not funny at all.
I mean, I think he's drinking tonight.
That's how bad it is. That's where we are, y'all. When I say that again, I'm sorry. I was distracted. I'm sorry. Y'all
shit, I can't even remember what I said.
I know. Do I think he's forcing it to like Livingston specifically?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you. Do you think that there was an issue developing, or do you think there still could be an issue developing where he was forcing too much into Livingston instead of, going throughout his progressions in his tree and seeing like his wide open injuries or Wingo? Like, and again, that's what I was talking about too. I'd love to see the splits between the targets between Livingston and Wingo. I'm sure they're available somewhere. I just can't find them on ESPN.
Yeah, I say just to everybody he's forcing it. I think it depends on the route. I think it depends on what the play's called or what plays are called and who the play's supposed to go to first. Like you talk about the progressions. I think when number one isn't there, that's when his mind starts racing.
And man, he's trying to make number one there. Yeah, he is waiting.
What I'm saying. Like, it's just the game seems so fast for him right now. And you mentioned it like last year. He looked so much more comfortable. He didn't have no pressure against him. There was zero pressure knowing that Quinn Ewers was the guy. So you come out here and lose, you come out here, you can just play freely. Now you're the guy. Now you're going to get those boos when you play bad. Now with all the expectation and stuff, that defense is elite. That's a top 5 defense. And it's going to come to the point where those guys, you're going to have a divided locker room because it's going to feel like, okay, we got the defense playing one way, we got the offense playing another way. And the complementary football just isn't there. And if you're a defender, that pisses you off. Like, I'm busting my ass out here. We aren't giving up any points. We gave up freaking 14 points against Ohio State, and we only could put up 7.
Ohio State, the big telling factor is Ohio State crossed the 50 twice. That's it. Twice.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, people are comparing them to Chris Sims. Like, I feel you, Michael. Like, it's rough out here. It is absolutely rough.
It's not fun to watch, right?
Yeah.
And it's like all my notes are negative. So, and I'm trying. But me, man. I'm a doomsdayer. I live in the moment, right? I'm a prisoner of the moment. So if it's bad, holy shit, the sky's gonna be falling down, Zay. You know me, dude.
Yo, Benjamin, I like this. Is he wearing the glasses like in the commercial, the Warby glasses? One of his many endorsements. Yo, he might need to get some Warby goggles, Benjamin, for real, because what's he seeing?
I don't know. He needs Jarvis. He needs Tony. Yeah. He needs some shit from like Tony Stark to get him like honed in and shit. I don't know.
Yeah, like
shit that ain't from this universe.
But Norris Sellers be wearing them goggles out there and stuff.
Yeah, you know what? That's weird too. That's a funny comparison that you brought up because South Carolina and Texas who are supposed to have two of the most heralded pro going quarterbacks, right, between Sellers and Arch Manning. These two offenses are struggling mightily in the national college rankings here. It's bad. I mean, these are some of the poorest offenses, South Carolina and Texas.
Yeah, it's very odd. They're very odd. Joe says, Zay, seriously, Matthew Cardwell needs to get playing time next week. We may lose every game in October. I mean, hey, maybe, Joe K. Maybe, because it's bad. Now, let's remember, Matthew Caldwell, it's not like he's played incredible football throughout his career. His stats are a little roller coastery, throughout his G5 lifetime, and now you're playing big-time football. So I'd say let's slow our roll on the Matthew Caldwell noise.
Yeah, if you're worried about Arch's confidence and you put Caldwell in, Arch's confidence is going to be off a cliff.
My confidence is shot. If I'm Arch, Caldwell is coming in for me. That's tough. And on another note, hey, Arch, sorry, man. Maybe that might light a fire in your ass to where I sit you down and it wakes you up. That light bulb goes over the head and you're like, oh, shit, I really need to step my game up, because if they're bringing in Matthew freaking Caldwell, then we're in some tough times. Right. We're in some tough times. All right, let's get to one of these amazing sponsors of ours, and let's get to the Gobundance scoreboard. Gobundance. Texas football's built on legends, from Darrell K. Royal, who set the standard, to Mac Brown bringing a natty to the 40 acres, to Vince Young and Colt McCoy, which Longhorn fans, I know we're doing a lot of reminiscing, especially after that game today from the quarterback position. But Longhorn way is more than talent. It's about discipline. It's about brotherhood and rising to the occasion, and that spirit is from Gobundance, a community of high-achieving men, business professionals, investors, and leaders that push each other to win, not only in business, but in life. So if you're ready to live like a champion, then Gobundance, they're your team. Join the tribe today at www.gobundance.com/TSU. That's www.gobundance.com/TSU. Let's get through the Gobundance scoreboard check today. Georgia in a classic in Knoxville. Gunnar Stockton, first road test of his career, and they come out with the dub. Kirby Smart has Josh Heupel's number, 44-41 in overtime. Huge win in the SEC, big time win from Georgia. You got to see them this year, Longhorns. That seems scary right about now. Alabama, a lot of heat from them their first week. They bounced back by beating the crap out of Wisconsin, 38-14. Yeah, Ryan Williams, he looked good today. So, hey, somebody woke him up. Look out for that. And right now, Texas A&M at South Bend, facing Notre Dame, 7-7 in the first quarter. That's a big-time game. Definitely got to check that out after we get off air. And interesting, I think the South Florida guys, those Bulls, they did a lot of partying this week. That's what I was Yo, you beat Florida, I'm partying all week long, man.
Yeah.
We got Miami, screw that. Hey, coach, can we go to Miami so we could party before the game, so we could keep living that high after beating Florida? Well, maybe too much partying because Miami is stomping their heads in 28-6 in the third quarter. Some of the scores around college football.
How about that in Death Valley right now? 3-0 Florida over the Bayou Bengals right now. Early.
Yo, man, Billy Napier backs against the wall, bro. You lose to South Florida.
Yeah, you find out a lot about somebody when they gotta survive, right?
Yeah.
Back up against the wall.
Same with Arch Manning, Wags, and that's when I'm very excited to see. When your back's against the wall, Arch, how are you going to come out next week? What's it going to look like? You know what I'm saying? Like, how's it going to look when you play against Sam Houston? What's the playbook going to look like? Because, Sark, he going to try to protect him. That's what he did in the second half.
That's what I would be doing, right? Like I would let it come naturally. Here's what I want to see moving forward. If you're averaging 4 yards a pop, 5 yards a pop, go with what you know, right? And I understand it's cupcake season. I get that. You're trying to work on plays. Nothing supplements game speed like game speed, even then when you're in practice. I talk to Rodney about this all the time on Chaos Theory, right? Like I understand that Texas has the ability to have iron sharpening iron in practice, right? But still nothing replicates game speed. Like we just know this. As good as your practices are, is hard that you go in practice. That's great. Still nothing replicates game speed, right? Yeah. It just doesn't. Moving forward, I would like to see Sark go with what he knows, right? Like lean on that RPO a little bit there. Try and get Arch's feet involved in the game naturally, right? And for Arch, if the play's not there, you saw it today. Like he had a lot of time when he was breaking down. Like, and so I can't put a lot of it on the line. They took care of business, right? Like Arch needs to be more decisive. Okay. If the first read's not there, and I'm not a quarterback guru. I'm just not, right? But if the first read's not there and you go through your tree and nothing's there, nothing's available, remember that you have the ability to run the ball. All right. Don't be so reluctant, right? Utilize those feet, right? If it's working in the RPO and you're getting 4 or 5 yards a pop, let it naturally happen with the quarterback, having the scramble and maybe extending the play, man. That's where I'm at with this thing. Just let things naturally progress and naturally evolve. That's it, man. Stop trying to force things. And I get it. Like it's the script, but sometimes you don't have to go with the script. Sometimes you just need to flow. Sometimes you need to use the force, Luke. Use the force.
Damn, we getting Star Wars quotes out in this thing.
We have to find something. We're going to science fiction because it's more fun. I mean, that reality is a lot better than the reality that we're in right now.
Yeah. And I play a little devil's advocate because, again, it was bad today. It was against UTEP. You shouldn't need Contravian Wisner. You shouldn't need Cedric Baxter Jr. You shouldn't need DeAndre Moore. But You definitely could use those guys. All those guys, they're your leaders of your offense, man. And this offense, they need a leader. Like you heard from, SEC Network, they were saying Trevor Gooseby had a moment where he was trying to get the guys going and, holding guys accountable and stuff. Trevor Gooseby only has 5 starts.
Right. Exactly.
That's tough.
I love the initiative. I love that from him, but that's not his role. He should not have to do that.
Right. DJ Campbell, who was supposed to be one of your leaders, especially on the offensive line, 3 straight weeks with a holding call where you're moving the chains and then all of a sudden it gets called back because this team is undisciplined also. Like 7 penalties.
Again, thank you for hitting that. Yep. 7
penalties, man, for 78 yards. I mean, at least you improved from your 12 last week, but still, I'm not trying to count on 7. That 7 in SEC play could bite you in the ass later on. So that has to get cleaned up also. And let's just call a spade, Wags. This offensive line, they're pretty mid, as the kids say. Like, there's nothing that pops out with this offensive line. And it's always easier for me, especially, to focus on the offensive line after the second watch. Well, I'll definitely do that before Chip and Zay come Monday. But they're not moving guys like you would want them to. Like, you don't see many explosive plays for the running backs who are trying
the ball, right? You're not getting driven off the ball.
Yeah, and like you said, compared to Texas, UTEP's defensive line, they're a little light in the ass, if you ask me.
262 pounds. That's what they average, man.
That's light, man.
I have the stats right here.
Yeah, those are fit guys. Those are fit guys, man. Those aren't big humans. So you should be able to move them all over the place. You didn't do that consistently. You're in the red zone. You're in their territory. You're not coming up with 7. You're coming up with 3s. And it's just like, man, this team has some serious problems. This offense, excuse me. I shouldn't say this team. I should just say this offense.
I still have concerns with the defense with their inability to get to the quarterback.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I think that's perfectly fair. Because that's something that you're going to need. Colin Simmons, I don't know how many stops he got today, but that sack record, you ain't getting that, buddy. I know those were the aspirations and goals.
I mean, even Trey Moore, we're going back to this conversation again. And I remember we beat him up pretty bad last year.
Yeah, the first 7 games, it was rough for him.
Where are you at, dog? Come on, man. When the captain of the defense is out, you got to step in there. You got to make something happen, man. And Burke, I need something from Burke too.
He was good. Ethan Burke was solid, but no one.
But it's for me. All right, so maybe my expectations are unrealistic because considering the opposition, right? Like I'm sitting here thinking it's UTEP. If there's not a 50 burger on the field, we got some issues.
No, that's fair. That is fair to say. All right, let's get with it with the offensive player of the game, brought to you by Clean Calls. Our friends at Clean Calls, man, they've always been on the mission to energize your life with a purpose. They craft refreshing, better for you, sparkling herbal mate beverages that deliver a clean caffeine boost without a crash, because that's the worst, man. When you're on that sugar high, you're like, man, I got all the energy in the world. You're shadow boxing and stuff. Then all of a sudden, that afternoon crash hits and you want to go hit the bed. Don't be like that. Clean Calls, they will get you over that. Beyond Energy, their brand is built on impact. 50% of the profits fund addiction recovery, housing scholarships, giving each sip a greater purpose. And to this date, we've donated over $3.8 million as a community, and we're just getting started. And they got a bunch of new flavors too. One of my favorites, that strawberry lemonade, 0 calories and 0 sugar. Absolutely delicious. The packaging is new. It is exciting. That pops out at you when you see the logo and the brand and the cans. And you can find Clean Calls at your local grocery store, convenience stores, and anywhere across town. Go online, check them out at cleancalls.com. Wags, this might be a little difficult, but somehow we got to find a Clean Calls offensive player of the game. Who you got for us?
I think we're good with Simon.
Yeah.
I think, just in the short note, I mean, being able to step in there to that role, and I get it. I mean, you're Texas, you're supposed to be able to supplement, especially at the running back room. but being able to come out there, 17 carries, not putting the ball on the ground, looking good, almost 4 yards a pop. Yeah, I mean, it looked good too. I like Simon.
I like that. I mean, he came in your first game ever, and the second half, he got majority of the carries, and he looked better than Christian Clark and Jarrett Gibson, which if this CJ Baxter thing is more severe than we think, then those 3 running backs that I just named, they're going to have to be something. And I still think Steve Sarkisian might be downplaying Contravian Wisner's injury because that scares the hell out of me. He got hurt in training camp, and now, you're not playing him. You want that guy at least in football shape going into
And if it's a chronic injury, it's just going to be lingering too. Like that's bad, man.
Yeah, for a running back, that's awful. But I like the call on James Simon. So does Eddie. I'm going to go with Ryan Wingo, and I know that might be surprising, but he needed that touchdown, y'all. Like, you could see him. Wags is a body language guy. I'm also a body language guy. Ryan Wingo is hanging his head a lot. And, you could say, hey, man, be positive, but these guys, they put a lot on themselves. These guys, they have goals. They all want to play on Sundays. And we all knew the hype that Ryan Wingo was getting coming into the year. And he struggled these first 2 weeks. A lot of that's been because of Arch Manning just not being able to find him. It's not like he's not getting open, but we saw the bad drop last week. For him to get a touchdown off that rub route, that was solid, and his confidence should have boosted from that. You saw Parker Livingston and the rest of the team go over there and congratulate him. Everybody kind of exhale. I'm sure Steve Sarkisian and Arch had a big exhale from being like, whew, finally, we got number 1 in the end zone. So maybe we could see a more lively, energetic Ryan Wingo, and I think that would be best for this Texas offense because they need any type of help they could get. Congrats to Ryan Wingo for his first touchdown of the season. That's why he's my clean calls offensive player of the game.
I love it. I mean, I can't dispute that either. I mean, like you mentioned,
there ain't many.
Right.
There weren't many to choose from.
Yeah, we had a very select few.
Yeah, there weren't many to choose from. So, all right, let's get to our defensive player of the game, brought to you by Kenfield Golf Cars. If you're in the market and you're looking for a pre-owned golf cart, we got news for you. Our friends at Kenfield Golf Cars, they're right around the corner. They've been doing it since 1979, y'all, and they have an unparalleled selection of different golf carts available. If you have an old one that you want to take in and get pimped out and spiced up and just all the new gadgets and stuff, they'll do that for you. Or if you want a fresh new golf cart, they will get that for you too. And they'll turn all your golf cart dreams into reality. No job is too big. No job is too small for their team. And they're just the best out there. Nobody does it better than Kenfield Golf Cars. Check out their website at kenfieldgolfcars.com. And if you want to give them a call, hit them up at 512-258-8515 and tell them Texas Sports Unfiltered sent you. Wags, your defensive player of the game.
Leona LaFau, man, it seemed like the only Longhorn playing downhill, dude. I got to take that back. McDonald played downhill too. All of the secondary, they do not hesitate to come up and fill the run. They play with murderous intent, man. That's what makes this defense so strong against the run too. Their ability to cover space and just close down on the tackle, right? Once it gets through the first wave of progression. I'd love to be able to give it, tip of the cap to every one of them, but I have to go with LaFau, man. LaFau was just a demon out there today. What we need, they needed him. They needed him.
Talk about a guy that's improved from last year, which he had a solid season last year. Yeah. These first 3 weeks, you could argue that he's the defensive player of the year in 3 weeks. Like this guy,
he's everywhere. Like he's making plays. So.
Like, and that rat tail's fly, man. Guys don't rock the rat tail no more.
That's the power, right? That's the power.
Yeah, like he's bringing it back because that's a 90s thing. You're a child of the 90s. That's a 90s thing, man.
I think I'm an 80s child. Actually, I did endure the 90s though.
Well, no, but in the 90s is when you really.
Oh, that's when I hit. Now that's when I hit stride. Yeah, I mean, we're talking parachute pants and everything. That's when I hit stride.
Yeah, you were thriving in the 90s for sure. So yeah, Leonga Lafau, man, he's had a hell of a year so far, and yeah, I expect him to keep it up. My defensive player of the game, brought to you by Kenfield Golf Cars. I'm gonna go with Grayson Littleton. First
Good
interception of his young, really good career. The guy is absolutely fearless. Pete Kwiatkowski and Steve Sarkisian, they have so much confidence in the freshman. We heard all training camp that he is for real, and he's the guy that most likely is going to steal that star position spot, and he's done that and then some. Just great football IQ. And the things you hear about Grayson Littleton, that recruiting story, that's one of my favorite stories, because he came in and he was asking the coaches, yo, if I'm up all night till like 3 a.m. and I can't sleep, do I have access to the facilities to watch film and do whatever I need to do to become a better football player? And you could tell he has that mindset early on as a freshman.
Hungry.
Yeah, he's hungry. He's hungry, man. And last week, he kind of took a step back from the week 1 against Ohio State. They touched him up a little bit against San Jose State. But this week, I thought he was a lot better. Got that first interception. That was big time. Weak ass unsportsmanlike conduct call, by the way. Like, dude, let the team celebrate with the homie.
It was like they were trying to throw it. It felt like that too. It was like they were trying to throw the flag, the call before that too, right? Or the play before that. They were just trying to get the flag down on the field. That's
we're so soft, man. The NFL, college football, we're so soft. If I want to put my hand in somebody's face or something and do them a tumble or something, that should be allowed, bruh. Like that's fun.
It's fun. Is that not fun? Is that not that's the shit that got me going too, right? Like, oh, you want to do that? Okay, dog, let's go. All right,
let's go. This is football. As long as you're not touching anybody. Once there's contact involved after the whistle, throw the laundry. But other than that, like, that's what people want to see, man.
Like, the refs don't want to let it get out of hand, but you got to let it breathe a little.
Yeah.
Bit,
if that person retaliates where it's contact, then throw the flag. But nah, man, that's such a weak call. All this defense, which they have. You got to celebrate something the way this offense looks. So we're going to celebrate an interception, damn it. That was a weak call by the Stripes, man, but it is what it is. Shout
also,
out
too, like I loved using like turnovers or takeaway as a galvanizing moment, as a rewarding moment for your defense, right? Like that's the ultimate goal. Like 4 and out or stopping them or stuffing them on a 4th down. Like that's impressive. Turnover on downs, that's great. But to me, the most exciting play of the game is the pick. Is the interception, man. It's when people that are going one route have to change their direction, and now it's just madness and chaos, and you get to see people crucified out on the field, man. That's the best play, dude.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, shout out to the defense, man. Keep playing your ass off. It's all you can do. That's all we got right now, man. And we'll see next week with Sam Houston State. All right, now for the offensive play of the game, brought to you by Paul's Motor Works. Paul's Motor Works, they've been providing complete foreign and domestic automotive repair in the ATX since 2000. And even though they specialize in BMW, Mini Coupe, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, Volkswagen, Porsche, you can bring any car into Paul's Motor Works and they will fix whatever you need fixed, whether it's an oil change, your tires rotated, or any type of major repairs. Don't trust your car with anyone. There's a lot of sleazy people out here, car people out here, that will tell you something about the price, and it ain't really that price. Not at Paul's, man. They are authentic. They are real with you. They are truthful, and they're the best. So whenever you want to search for great mechanics, go see Paul and his team right off of 2222 and 620. They are the best. Or go visit them online at pmwaustin.com. All right, Wags, the offensive play of the game, brought to you by Paul's Motor Works. This is going to be tough, too.
My nomination would be the connection between Arch Manning and Wingo and Ryan Wingo for the 4-yard touchdown. I thought it was probably Arch's best ball that he threw all day, just in a place where only Wingo could get it. The separation I felt could have been a little bit more from Wingo, but still, it was able to get him on the board. He gets his first touchdown of the season, and hopefully it's the great awakening, right, for this offense. Hopefully it gets people going.
Yeah, he needed that.
Can you hear my dog crying in the
Yeah.
background?
Yeah, because he's probably watching Texas offense.
Right, he's upset. He is upset.
Is he watching the Texas offense highlights?
He's watching the playback right now. He's watching the playback in the visual consultation studio. He is upset.
I feel him. Yeah, the Ryan Wingo touchdown. That was the most important touchdown, that's for sure, just because of what it may lead to for the rest of the season and Ryan Wingo getting his confidence up. I'm going to go with the Arch Manning touchdown with his legs right before halftime to make it 14-3. Maybe Arch Manning is Tyrone Swoops to where you're just going to have to utilize his legs, or a bootleg Sam Ehlinger where he's just going to have to run the ball over 15 times a game just for this offense to be somewhat, decent. I don't know, but I
that
thought
would be my message to him moving forward, right? Just be you. Like, I understand that you have to fit into the script that your coach wants you to get into, right? But don't force anything if it's not there. And just remember what got you, to the 40 in the first place, man. Like, a big part of that was your wheels, right? Have fun.
Yeah.
You be you.
Love you too, Benjamin, man. Hope you get some cutty tonight, dog. Appreciate you. Yeah, date night and stuff. I feel you. Arch Swoops. That doesn't have any type of ring to it, Joe K. But yeah, man. God, like at least he could run. If he couldn't run, oh my God. Like if he wasn't athletic, thank goodness for Cooper, Archie, and I forget
his mama.
Yeah, I forget what mom's name was. Mom used to be a track athlete back in the day, but man, if he couldn't run, holy cow, Texas will be in a world of trouble, boy. But all right, Wags, time for the defensive play of the game. Brought to you by one of my favorite restaurants, Moonshine Patio Bar and Grill. Moonshine Patio Bar and Grill is the place that takes you back to a simpler time. Comfortable, familiar, relaxed, easygoing. Moonshine, they greet their guests like family. Like it feels like Cheers when you walk in there. Serving up great cooking with just an innovative take on classic American comfort food. Moonshine's menu satisfies even the best of your big city taste. Go get a fantastic dinner or check them out for their phenomenal weekend brunch. 20 years and counting since Moonshine Patio Bar and Grill have been doing it and been doing it well. And you're going to love the experience that you get. So if you want to visit either of their two locations, whether it's Avery Ranch or it's downtown, check them out. And the valet parking downtown, I know a lot of people worry about, I go downtown, I got to pay for parking. No, valet, complimentary, they got you. So you don't have to worry about that. Or go to Avery Ranch where they got a big old parking lot and you'll have no problems there. Go to moonshinegrill.com to check out the information or make a reservation. Moonshine Patio Bar and Grill. All right, defensive play of the game, Wags. Who you got here?
I think I got to nominate Grayson Littleton, getting his first one of the season there. Hopefully it's the first of many. Again, he's played great defense all throughout the first 2 weeks. Even, natural letdown, of course, in week 2, right after you have to show out against two NFL prospects. They'll be playing. Tate and Smith will both be in the NFL. Okay, but again, there's going to be a natural letdown, I think, with week 2, and then being able to come out and getting his first pick in week 3. I hopefully first of many, and people stop throwing to him because he's that much, lockdown corner, something like that, something that like we haven't seen in a while.
He's a dog, man. That's just point blank, period. The guy is just a dog. And I always clown because you'll like this. I say that he looks like a DeBarge brother, just light skin. He got the curls, man. He's a pretty brother. I can't even front. He's a pretty brother. I'm sure he makes it look good. He makes it look good, man. He got the curls rolling, it's flowing and shit. You know what I'm saying? I bet you he on the 40 acres. I bet you he's on the 40 acres and West campus cleaning up, man. Well, probably not because he's such a football mind. He probably has no time for extracurricular activities. But if he wanted to, I'm sure Grace Littleton wouldn't have any problems there. But don't let the face fool you. The dude is a pit bull, and I can't wait to see what else he does for not only this year, but the rest of his young.
He too plays downhill on the run too. He is not afraid to come up. None of these dudes are reluctant to come up and hit you, man. That's
fearless. Absolutely fearless. My defensive play of the game brought to you by Moonshine, Patio, Bar and Grill. I'm going to go with Jelani McDonald. Even though, that interception that he had, even though it was a horrible pass by Malachi Nelson.
Right to him, right to him.
Yeah, you still got to be in the right spots. And it's kind of, just what Jelani McDonald did the whole game. Like that dude, he's so fast, man. He's such a big safety. He has zero fear also. Like he's one of those guys that going to be playing on Sundays. Like it seems like it comes natural to him. He's one of the best tacklers on this team. So for him to get an interception, good for him. I hope he saves that ball. I don't think they use the balls they actually catch for the Excalibur.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, because
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, Jalen Gilbo got to keep his ball last week, so I don't know how that goes. I think they just find a random ball on the side and use that for the Excalibur sword. But shout out to Jelani McDonald doing his thing and this Texas defense for just got to be locked in. They're going to have to almost play perfect all year long if Texas wants their goals to still be accomplished. And
they're going to be on the field a lot.
Yeah,
they're going to be on the field a lot.
That's going to be very hard to do. Yeah, so you hope that these guys, the rotation and stuff, you're playing a lot of guys because you're going to need them to be as fresh as possible if this offense continues to do what they do. All right, Wags, time for the final word brought to you by Sue Patrick for the best selection of Texas Longhorns gear you can find. Go see our friends at Sue Patrick, located on 5222 Burnett Road here in the ATX, or go online at SuePatrick.com. They got everything you need to rep Longhorns all season long, from polos. They got Arch Manning jerseys, which some of y'all might just go to Sue Patrick to buy the Arch Manning jerseys just to burn them the way that y'all been talking. But hey, at least you buying them. Sue Patrick, don't take it. At least you buying it. But they got hats, grilling accessories, golf balls, and plenty more. Anything that will just satisfy your burnt orange heart with whatever it desires. Plus, the parking is free, tons of parking, and they also have free shipping for online orders over $59 at SuePatrick.com. Go see our friends at Sue Patrick. Wags, the final word, you start first.
I mean, just go with what you know. Understand where your gap, where the gap, the talent gap is, right? If you're able to get 4 yards a pop on your run, why don't you use that and then build off of that? Other than that, man, stop forcing stuff. I understand that you're trying to build on things and work on your scripted plays, but ultimately, man, you just got to go out there and ball.
Yeah. And, my final word brought to you by Sue Patrick. Got to get guys healthy, man. Like, I feel terrible for CJ Baxter. I haven't been on X/Twitter to see if there's any news on CJ Baxter or what Steve Sarkisian said in this after game presser about the running back, but I'm sure we're going to know next week, or I'm sure they probably did an MRI and those results will come out later. But you were without DeAndre Moore. You were without Contravian Wisner, which I've said plenty of times on these airwaves. Contravian Wisner could be your best player. You're going to need him if you want to accomplish your goals. But at the end of the day, man, Arch Manning, he's got to get confidence. Like, I get everybody wants to ride Sark also, which a lot of that is valid. Some of Steve Sarkisian's calls have been very conservative, especially for what we've seen from Sark in the past. And maybe he's holding that close to his chest before SEC play starts. But at the end of the day, there were plays that were more than good enough that Arch Manning just really struggled at. And then this offensive line, they're not pushing guys enough. I get it. 4 yards a carry, you'll take that. But against UTEP, it should have been way way more. You're not seeing the explosive plays for the running backs. It's just everything's a struggle and everything seems so difficult for this offense. Arch needs to get the confidence. The offensive line needs to get their confidence up. The wide receiver room, they need to get their confidence up. You didn't really see the tight ends much today. Like Jack injuries, did he catch a pass today? Maybe one. So
I hate how this doesn't have targets on the stat sheet too. Like,
yeah, he had 2 catches for 10 yards. So that's tough. If the wide receivers are going to struggle, maybe you want to get these tight ends more and just see bigger packages. I don't know, but Arch Manning utilizing his legs, that's a positive. It's just you got to be able to make those easy throws. Right now, that is not happening. Hopefully, get Sam Houston. You could do that. Hopefully that those 2 weeks that you have the bye before Florida, you're getting back to the absolute basics. So whenever you go into Gainesville, you feel good about your program. But if you're a Longhorn fan, you have every right to be concerned. This team is very limited right now, offensively, defensively, like Wags and I have been saying, they're top notch. And hopefully their defense can win them as many games as possible. But this offense continues to look the way they do. Brace yourself, Longhorn fans. This season might get really, really dark, and then we're going to end up having different conversations. But he is Adam Wagner. I am Zay Collier. Hey, Texas Sports Unfiltered. Like, subscribe, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, get the app, X, Instagram, we're everywhere, man. BK, he does a terrific job of promoting us and what we do here and giving us a platform, and that's why we're the best in the business, even though we are newer in the game. Hey, we got a lot of really good folks here at Texas Sports Unfiltered, and we're on every day during the week, so check us out. Appreciate you guys, man. Again, he is Adam Wagner. I am Zay Collier. Texas beats UTEP 27-10 to go 2-1. Next week, they got Sam Houston State coming into town. And here on TSU, we will break that down all week. But until then, y'all be cool.